This question she asked me was the question that made me feel that maybe I will not get the visa. Honestly, like I was like, hey God, maybe I will not get this. I will not get this visa. Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching my previous video, because it is based on that video I am doing this video right now. I got so many views and comments. I mean, for a small YouTube channel like mine, I mean, that's a lot, and I'm really grateful for everyone who watched it, who subscribed, believing in me to create better content. Thank you so much, and thank you for those who reached out to me on Instagram, and for those who reached out to me on Instagram and asked me questions about my visa interview questions, how I answered them, and what to expect. You are the reasons why I'm doing this video. So let's dive into it. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want this to be a long video at all. To start with, I'm going to give you like a trajectory of so from my application to my interview, and then the interview questions. I think it's better that way, because I get questions too on how I went about my application, so that I don't have to split it between videos. I will just like do everything for you. Okay. In 2021, I applied to the George August University in Göttingen, and I studied English in my first degree, and then I applied for a master's to do English and literature at the George August University. So apparently, I know a lot of you used Uni Assist. I didn't use Uni Assist. I just applied to just George August University, and I was just hoping for the best. That was the only school I could easily send my transcript, and I sent my transcript. I sent my diploma, sorry, my certificate. I don't want to call it diploma, my certificate, and I sent a motivational letter, and yeah, did they ask for English proficiency? I think they did, but instead of IELTS, I think I just got a letter from my university saying, that like my program was done in English, and of course I did a bachelor's in English. I mean, that's enough proof that I can speak English. But I mean, the letter of proficiency was the trick. So those were the documents I sent to the school, and I applied sometime in September 2021, and then I waited. So that's is the mistake I made. So here's a tip for you guys. If you graduated with a first class and you have or you applied and you got a scholarship for your master's, or you're going for a PhD, then for the visa application you are in category A. So your waiting time is way less, not a bit less, it is way less, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like 3 months, I think. But people like us that graduated with a 2-1, if you graduate with a 2-1 and downwards, I'm so sorry, you're in category B. And what that means is that you have to wait for 1 year plus before you get your interview date. That is crazy. So I didn't know this at the time. I just sent in my application, and I was hoping that when I get my admission, I would just apply for my visa, and then I would go for interview, and bam, I'm in Germany. I'm sorry, that wasn't the case. So when I applied in 2021, I didn't apply for my visa. So that was the mistake I made. Follow me, just follow me. I'm getting somewhere. I applied for the admission. I should have applied for my interview for my visa that same time. So because I didn't know I have to wait for 1 year to get my visa interview date and so on, I waited until January 2022. So in January 2022, I got my admission. Hooray! I got my admission, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Germany. Little did I know that was where the journey began, So I went to the portal and saw it read like clearly that if you are in category B, which is like from 2-1 downwards, you have to wait for 1 year. So my advice for you guys is, don't wait to get admission. I'm sorry, but this is not like an official advice, but it's a wise thing to do, I think. Don't wait to get admission before you apply for your visa. You should apply for your visa, then apply for your admission. Just go to the portal and first of all book an appointment. Book for your appointment, then start looking for admission aggressively. You have 1 year to get it, so use that 1 year, because you have to wait for 1 year plus to get your appointment. So that was a mistake I made, and it cost me more years, but I give God the praise, because at the end of the day, all things work together for good. I'm here anyway, so it was a learning process for me. I'll come to that. There's going to be another video on my testimony and how all of that went. So I applied for my interview on the 22nd of January, when just like a few days after I got my admission. So I applied for my appointment interview, and then the waiting game began for 1 year plus. So another tip, guys, is I made a mistake also. I knew I should have, but there were just a lot of things I was going through my head at that time. I didn't even know that I would come here, so I would blame myself for that. But my advice for you is, if you are really determined to come here, during that waiting time, please go and enroll for a German language course. You would have a soft life when you come here. It will be soft landing for you guys. Like, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have made the mistake of just sitting around and waiting. Although I was using Duolingo, but like going to like something like Goethe Institute to go and pay money to learn the German language, at least to that 1 year should give you a B1, which by the time you get here, the opportunities for you are endless. Like in terms of job and just settling in, it is so much easier. Because learning the language here, I thought, oh, it's Germany. When I get there, I will learn the language. When you get here, learning the language is a lot. Like, it's so expensive. Something that is 100,000 naira in Nigeria, for instance, to get to a level like A1 and so on and so forth. Here, it costs you about 300 to 400 euros. Like, I'm not kidding. It is so expensive. It's because they know that foreigners, when they get here, it is like a gold mine if you can speak the language. Like, you can get good jobs and you can just have a better life. So please, I beg you, don't waste time like I did. Learn the language when you get here. So I waited for 1 year. So my interview appointment finally came in. Then what's the date again? I think it was March 10th. So actually, from January to January is supposed to be 1 year or so, but 1 year plus. So just count 1 year and 3 months. Technically, 1 year 2 months plus, but I just call it 3 months. So so I got my interview appointment on March 10th, and then I was scheduled to have my interview on the 4th of April, so the next month. So that was like 2 to 3 weeks notice. So during that time, when I got the interview appointment, I started gathering all my documents. Although I had gotten all my documents together, but I'll do another video of all that drama that went on. But the documents I got were all the documents that were on the checklist, which I will put the link down below in the video of this video to show you the list of documents, because I don't want to start listing them one by one. So there's a checklist that is on their website. You download the checklist and then you use the checklist to get all the documents. The basic thing is that all the documents on that checklist has to be in twos, the original and the photocopy. And the original and the photocopy has to go like according to the numbers, number 1, number 2. Let's say number 1 is your transcript. So the original transcript, the photocopy. Then the next is your certificate, the original certificate and then the photocopy, like that, and then you have to go in that order. So the only thing that was out of the list which I got was an affidavit, because someone actually messaged me on Instagram and she asked me that she told me that her name, I think I'll post it here. I'll post it for you guys to see, or no, I wouldn't post it. She said her name didn't match with something in her documents. I think her WAEC is different from another document of hers, I think her certificate. So for me, it was my NICO. Yeah, it was my WAEC, sorry. My WAEC and NICO. In school, my name was something else. So, and then on my degree, it was something else. So I did an affidavit to say that the person on the certificate and the person on the NICO is the same person. So I just did a court affidavit for that. And then I did a court affidavit for my dad. My dad followed me to court to of course, like, for those people that don't have like a birth certificate. So my dad followed me to the court to do like the birth certificate, and that was the only thing that was really like different from what was already on the checklist. So and yeah, and then please, another important document that is not on the checklist that you should have is a printout of the email of your appointment that was given to you, because when they invite you to come for the interview, they will send you an email. So print out that email as part of your document. It is very, very important, alongside your other document like original and photocopy. Trust me, you do not want to suffer what I suffer. Like, printing or photocopying anything around the embassy is like, it's cutthroat expensive. Like, it's so expensive, so you don't want to even go there. Like, I remember that I had to print out one document for 1,000 naira, and with a beg they were charging me 2,000, I'd be 3k, and I was like, please, I beg. So don't make that mistake. Just get those documents, like, get these documents, like, 2 by 2, like that, and basically that's it. So now I got all the documents ready, and then I live in Abuja. I had to fly to Lagos for the interview. Yeah, so, and in the video when I went for my interview, I captured everything about the hotel I stayed, how much it cost, and so on and so forth. You should watch that video if you haven't watched it. Actually, this is just me repeating exactly the same thing I said in that video, so you can actually go and watch it to see like the real vlog of me actually going to Lagos and going for my interview, and showing you a little bit of the embassy, instead of like just a sit down talk with you. So I covered that in that video, but for posterity's sake, here I am doing the video again, like doing this, answering the same question again. So I went to the interview. My interview was for 7 a.m. on the 4th of April. Was it 3rd or 4th? I keep mixing it up. But anyways, I went for the interview. By 7 a.m. Of course, I left the hotel around like 6 or 4 a.m. or 5. I can't remember. But it was like way, way earlier than the time, because I didn't want any stories. I don't live in Lagos. I live in Abuja, and I heard about Lagos traffic. Although my hotel was like 7 minutes drive to the embassy. So, but then I don't know. I just didn't want to take chances. Like, I didn't want to take chances at all. So I left my house early, and I went to the embassy. There was a queue, which didn't take so long. I think we were there for like an hour or an hour-ish plus, and then we entered. And then there's the popular person that everybody knows. Mr. Paulinus, yeah. You do not want to encounter Mr. Paulinus with your incomplete documents. This was my literal words in that video, and I'm saying it in this video again. You do not want to encounter Mr. Paulinus with your incomplete documents. You have to make sure that every single thing on that checklist, which I would attach the link on this video, it is very important you have it. to check it. Like, you literally have to have it like as if it's your Bible to make sure you don't miss out on any documents there. So Mr. Paulinus right in front of me turned back some people like that came because their documents were not complete. And I'm not talking about like small people, big people, like elderly people, and so on. He doesn't care who you are. He just, if you're not complying with the rules and regulations or more, you're going. So so he cross-checks all your documents before you enter inside, and then he checked my documents and he ushered me in. And then surprisingly, everyone says that, the German interview, embassy, the staffs are very maybe uptight. I don't want to use negative words. Maybe uptight is good. But I mean, they were so nice to me. They were friendly. And no, it wasn't for money or anything. They were really actually nice to me. They ushered me in. They even like, the security was like, are you sure you're ready for this interview? They asked me some questions to juggle my brain while they were searching me. So one of them was like, can you remember which city is close to your school? She was just asking me, or how many cities are there in Germany? And I was like, did I think about this? I don't think I thought about them asking me this kind of question. And she was like, she told me the answer immediately. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then, they showed me to the sitting area. So I sat down there and then I waited for my turn. And then it was my turn, and I entered into the room, and there are like 4 different rooms. When it's your time, you go into the room. So I got into the room, and then the lady was a black woman, the Nigerian woman, of course, and she was like, so I greeted her. I was shaking. I was so nervous because I was like, this is it, something you've been waiting like for like 1 year plus for, and now it's finally here. And then you are like, it's here. Anyway, so I got in, and then she was like, can I have your documents? And I passed it through, like, that whole bank shield glass thing, and then there's a hole where you can slide in documents. So that was where I slid my document in, and then it was in an envelope, and then she brought them out, and then she looked at them. And then she was like, she gave me I did like there and there. I did my biometrics, like I did my thumbprint. I think that's it. Yeah, and then there was like an eye scanner thing, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I think there was something I did biometrics right there. And then after that, she then put in my details, asked me basic questions like, what is your name? Where are you from? Where did you study? Like, where did you do your first degree? I told her. And then the real interview questions came. So now I don't want to call them real interview questions because they were just basic questions for me. Like, they were not like jam questions, like the kind of questions they ask you at the US embassy and stuff like that. It was just like basic questions. It wasn't anything difficult. And I think there were about 4 of them or 3. She just asked me like, why do I want to come to Germany? To start with, I'm studying English. I did my first degree in English, and then I'm now coming to do a master's in English. And everybody knows that Germany is not a place for English. So she was like, so why Germany? Why did you choose Germany? I knew that question was going to come up. Like I knew, like everyone, even now here, right here in Germany, everyone asks me like, so why are you studying English in Germany? Why not UK, Canada, Australia, or the US, And then the question that I give everyone is costs. These places you're talking about is so expensive. Like, how do you want me to afford paying UK fees of £12,000 or in the US or something, or Canada, Australia, or wherever, So I told her that my reason is because of, I told her one was that the main reason is for cost, because I know that German schools do not charge tuition fees except for semester fees, and I talked about the facilities different from what we have here in Nigeria. I talked about the cultural integration, because Germany is close to other European countries, and it's not just English as a language. I'm going to be studying languages and cultures also, so I will be exposed to explore other cultures like the Saxonies and the Anglophone, which is English and England and so on, and other neighboring countries that are related to the culture of how the English language evolved. So that these are my 3 basic things why I want to study in Germany, why I want to study English in Germany. And she was like, okay. And then she was like, what other question was it? So this one is like, this one is more personal. I don't think it will apply to everyone, but just in case it's similar to yours, I will say it anyways. So she asked me if so I graduated, I did my first degree. I graduated in 2016. I finished in 2016, and now I'm coming to do my master's in 2023. She's like, why did you wait? What's the gap? What's with the gap? You know, why do you have to wait that long to do like your master's? On a second note, that this wasn't actually my first master's. I actually do have a master's degree. I finished my master's degree. I did a master's degree in Nigeria, and I had finished it, but I did not declare it. Reasons because that would now be like another question which I do not want to answer. So I didn't want to tell her that, oh, I have actually done a master's degree. I just want to do a second master's degree. Of course, that would just mess up everything. So I didn't declare that for my first master's degree. And so I just told her, she asked me that what the gap between my first degree and my coming to do my second degree is a lot. How is she sure that I'm going to cope, you know? Like, of course, like that was like, I think it's a 6-year gap or so, or 7-year gap. So, and then she's like, how am I going to cope, you know, doing the studies? I told her that, that I already started one of my semesters online, and I have been coping pretty well, even though it's online, where I don't have like access to the facilities for people that are on ground. She said, okay, can she see my results? Hey, God. I was like, hey, Lord, hey, my results. Okay, yes, you can see my result. That's what actually made me print out a document that I was not planning to print because of her. So I had to print out my first semester result, and thank God it was good. The result was good. So I didn't give it to her immediately though. It was after the interview. I had to give it to the security to give to her, because she told me that once you leave the interview room, you can't come back. So anything that takes you out, that's the end of your interview. So she told me that after the interview, I should give it to the security man to give it to her to look at. So that was the second question. And the third question was what are my plans? How did she put it? What are my plans for when I come back to Nigeria, also after my studies? And I told her that, although it was in my motivational letter, I think I told her that my plans was that I work in an NGO, so I want to go and get like more educational experience. And then of course, with my experience of like interacting with people from an international point of view, I'll be more experienced to come back and give back to my NGO. Oh my God. Well, that is what I told her. I don't want to say anything further. That was what I told her. So she was like, okay, so I still have a job. I said, yes, my job is here in Abuja, and so on and so forth. So guys, that was it. And then she asked me one question. Oh my God, this was the one question. This question she asked me was the question that made me feel that maybe I will not get the visa. Honestly, like I was like, hey God, maybe I will not get this visa, because the question was very simple, but hey God, I don't know how I did not remember my course title. My dear brothers and sisters, she asked me, what is my course title? And I was like, I know it is English that I'm studying, but you know these courses that have one thing attached to them. So the course, well, now that I'm studying it now, I'm wondering how I forgot. But you know when you're not doing something continuous, because I did my first semester in 2022 April. That was the last time I touched anything in my school, and I had to wait till 2023 to get my visa. So like 1 year, almost more than 1 year of not doing anything in my school. And then she now asked me that question. She now asked me that what is the full title of my course. My brothers and sisters, I was looking at her like masters in English. She said no, not masters in English, masters in English and what? Hey, I was like I was blank. Like I swear, like I was blank. Like I didn't remember. So she was like, I'm going to ask you one last time. My heart was beating. Can you tell me? Because whatever you tell me now is what I'm going to type. She was like, it's what she's going to type in her. I don't know, maybe it was a report or something. I was like, okay, masters in English and literature. And then she was like, oh my God. She just gave me that whole I'm sick of this look, and I was like, hey God, my own don't finish show. But my brother and sisters, it was masters in English language and cultures, but I did not remember that was it. I did though. I actually said language and cultures, but I did not arrange it the way it was arranged, like in the course title proper. And then at that point I was not afraid, like, hey God, maybe this is it. Like, hey, she can just say now that I am not come up with some bogus word and say that because I do not remember the course title, I'm not ready for the program. Hey God, I was like this, praying to God. Well, right there and there, while she was doing her typing, I was in the spirit. I was kabashing in my heart, like just praying, God, just take control. God, just see everything through. God, just... I was just praying in my heart, like just praying. Like I was literally speaking in tongues in my heart. And then she was like, okay, that'll be all for now. Just send me that results. You hear from us. She gave me a date. So there's a backstory. I don't know whether I should say it in this video or not, but it's something that has to do with my proof of funds. Well, I don't know whether I should say it or not. I don't know whether I should put it out there. But anyways, so there was a backstory to my proof of funds and so on and so forth. So bottom line is, this video is about interview questions. So let's just focus on that. So that was the whole interview question that she asked me, and that was it. And it was very brief, very, very brief. There was not too much talking and gisting. And then I was standing through. There's no chair to sit down anyway, so the tension was much. But anyway, so yeah, basically that's it, guys. It's nothing to fuss about. I think my advice to you would be to I think you should have a little knowledge about your course that you're studying, something about your department. Because they didn't ask me, but some people, they may ask. I've seen like other YouTubers talk about them asking them about like who is their departmental supervisor or head or something, all those kind of questions. So I think you should know a little bit more about your course, just in case they ask you about your course. And they would definitely ask you why you want to come to Germany. That's like I think that's like their default question. Why do you want to come to Germany? That's like their default question. So you need to know, why are you coming to Germany to study, and why that course? Why are you coming to do that course in Germany? And then what are your plans like afterwards? So yeah, basically that's it. And that was the end of the interview, and I left. I printed out the results, sent it to the security man, and then I went back to my hotel, and then I came back to Abuja, and then the waiting game began. Anyway, fast forward, which you guys all know by now, I waited for like another 3 months. April, May, June, July. Yeah, for like 3 months, 12 weeks-ish, 13 weeks, I think. And then I got my visa, and then I'm here. Yeah, so basically that was like, I didn't want this video to be long. Oh, I didn't want it to be long, but anyways, that is it, guys. So that is the end of this video, and those were the interview questions. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more about, I have a lot of things to talk to you people about this Germany. Like, I have a lot of content in my head that I want to share with you guys, but the only encouragement that will make me feel like, oh, keep doing this, is if you subscribe, and if you like this video, if you share to your friends. It will just make me feel like, oh, at least, because it doesn't make sense that you do video, nobody's watching it. You will not feel encouraged to do more. It means that nobody cares about your content. So please, guys, I'm begging you with God, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share with your friends. You know, there's a lot more to talk about this whole Germany worker. There's a lot of content I have in my head, please. So encourage me by, you know, just subscribing. Let's boost this channel up. Help me to help my ministry, and I would give you all the gems in this country. And if you actually send me questions on the kind of content that you want, I would come up with content for you guys. You know, like, a lot of people actually ask me about the interview questions, and here I am dishing it out to you. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. Again, do not forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share with your friends. I love you guys, and see you in my next video. Peace and bye. And don't forget to check the link. Like, I'm going to put the link of the checklist. Don't forget to look at it down below, and make sure you look at that list carefully. Okay, bye, love you.